so long and I'm tired. The lies, the cheating with men, with his bodyguard at some point. I'm done.
So, it seems like Ja Rule just filed for divorce, and it's not about money or irreconcilable differences. It's because his wife Aisha just dropped a freak-off tape with his bodyguard that embarrasses him completely. And suddenly, all that weird energy makes sense. Remember how Ja had been going off on 50 Cent for making the Diddy documentary and claiming he was defending the culture? Well, Aisha says that was never true. According to her, Ja has been spiraling because 50 supposedly has footage exposing Ja in a freak-off with Diddy and his own bodyguard. Let her tell us she's been covering for him all this time, but now she's done covering. And Ja feels betrayed, and now he's leaving after almost 25 years of marriage. So, how bad is this footage of Ja Rule? And if he's willing to walk away like this, does this mean 50 Cent is going to produce a Ja Rule documentary? Wouldn't have asked him. Y'all, this is chaos. And it's only about to get messy, eh? So, let's dive into the madness. I know Ja Rule is hurting right now because everyone knows he was allegedly getting down and dirty with his bodyguard, but what makes it crazier is that his wife is the one who released the footage. So y'all know she was just waiting for the right moment to expose him. But y'all, she must have humiliated him majorly. In this alleged footage she released, we see Ja Rule with the man Aisha claims is his bodyguard. And well, let's just say things look pretty steamy between them, if you know what I mean. But if you thought that was bad, well, apparently the full footage is even worse because it shows Ja Rule and the bodyguard in a very wild freak-off like three-way action. And y'all want to guess who the third person in the three-way was? Y'all, they're saying it was Jimmy. Y'all, too many freak-offs. The twists and turns in this story are insane. And when I say insane, I'm serious because fans are losing it themselves. And looks like we finally understand why Ja Rule has been lashing out on 50 Cent all week. But Aisha says the reason Ja Rule has been going off is that he's been trying to discredit 50. But why would he try to act messy like that? Well, according to Aisha, it's because 50 has receipts to expose Ja Rule's affair with Diddy. And, you know, Ja Rule couldn't let that slide. He had to clap back. Let's break it down. See, the play here is if Ja manages to convince people 50 Cent is lying and unreliable, then when 50 comes out to expose him, no one will believe him. And from what it looks like, 50 still has a lot of footage that didn't make it into the documentary.
Well, everything couldn't make it was 4 episodes.
Right.
So it was a lot, you had to pick and choose things, like even in the area where he chooses to date people who he knows previously dated someone. He has a baby by a woman that was dating Tupac.
Wow.
To add to it, but we had to cut it down so he couldn't.
For time.
Yeah.
So are you coming out? I know next year is going to be a number 2. Season 2?
Or just put it on YouTube.
I just put it on YouTube. Well, we can subscribe and get it. I love.
But I guess that kind of explains why Ja Rule would be terrified, and y'all, looks like he's been crashing out hard. Now, to be fair, he's been doing a decent job of making 50 look like a hypocrite and unreliable. In one Instagram post, Ja Rule shared throwback pictures of Diddy and 50. He wrote, "Let me be clear, this isn't about Diddy. He's already serving time as he should be. This is about the sucker Curtis acting like he's hip-hop moral savior when you're no different." He then went on to post articles about how 50 Cent allegedly deceived his past partners, including court documents. He then wrote, "We need justice for all these women. Let's not be selective about our outrage when it comes to bad men. People are scared to speak out on Curtis, so I will." Well, he also took to X to discuss how 50 Cent kicked his baby mama Daphne Joy in the stomach while she was pregnant with her son, and 50 later took a plea deal and was sentenced to probation. Now, while all this was happening and before Aisha came out to expose him, everyone assumed that Ja was just crashing out because of his old beef with 50. Y'all remember when 50 allegedly bought 200 tickets from the entire front row of Ja's concert, so it would be empty? Yes, petty 50 Cent. But y'all, we all thought this was Ja Rule's way of trying to get back at 50 for the humiliation and trolling over the years. But now with Aisha allegedly coming out to expose him, well, the pieces suddenly start to fit. But why on earth would Aisha expose her own husband for supposedly being on the DL? Well, from what sources say, their marriage has been shaky for a while, and there's been more hate than love between them. Plus, This isn't even the first time Aisha has exposed Ja Rule for being on the DL. Y'all remember when Ja went to prison in 2011? Well, as it turns out, he got a little too cozy with one of his fellow inmates in prison after his release. That understandably strained their marriage. Aisha was so upset that she aired him out, saying, "We spent 10+ years building our marriage, but it only took him 2 to decide he'd rather mess with a dude than be with his wife. He returned home all right to get his ish and leave." Looks like Ja Rule was like, holla holla, when she wasn't into this. She claims that Ja Rule told her he was sleeping with his personal trainer. And not until later did she realize that not only was he a man, but his personal mate. Aisha admits she hoped it was just a phase, but is now convinced that this whole 50 situation wasn't just a silly rap feud, but more like a likely obsession. Looks like Ja Rule wasn't kidding when he said, "I know you're getting bored dealing with him." Y'all, the more we discuss this, the more it seems Ja Rule has a little fixation on 50 Cent. And if Aisha exposed Ja once, then you can bet she's ready to expose him again, especially given the reports of the strained marriage. But before y'all start thinking Aisha is the better soon-to-be ex, there have been other reports over the years about Ja Rule being a bit zesty. Like when Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, revealed he once saw Diddy buying adult toys, which he allegedly then used on Ja Rule.
They gave him a brown paper bag. He was just putting stuff in there. So I said, damn, he got to go put it on the counter and, show everybody what he's getting. So as he going, I'm just looking at the places where he picking stuff from. So there's one part he picked up some things from up here on my left side. And then he picked quite a few of them down. I'm like, okay. He put them in the bag. So when I went by there and I looked up there and it said plugs. And I was like, hey, yo, what are you getting this for? And it said plugs. And he was like, yo, can I do my shopping by myself? I said, yeah, you can do it by yourself, brother. Next thing you know, somebody rang the doorbell. We had the presidential suite where we was at. So I opened the door and the dude said, yo, I'm here for my cousin. I said, who your cousin? He said, Ja Rule. I said, well, he busy right now. He said, he busy doing what? I said, he with Puff, they're in the room, they busy, they don't want to be bothered. He said, well, I'm going in there.
Y'all, that's not even the half of it because Jaguar Reich entered the conversation and had a few things to say about Ja Rule, too. Jaguar claimed that when Ja went to prison, he forbade his wife from visiting him behind bars because he was just getting involved with his prison roommates. Jaguar also revealed that the affair didn't end after Ja got out of prison because the roommate continued sending him letters even after Ja's release. Y'all calling someone an Illuminati pick-me-bee is crazy. But Jaguar wasn't finished with him yet, as she also spoke about how Ja doesn't respect women, not even his own wife. Y'all, this is pure chaos. But there's even more. Turns out Ja Rule's mess with Diddy is the reason he kept defending Diddy ever since Diddy got exposed. Like that time he appeared on Piers Morgan. When Piers pressed Ja about Diddy, with all the non-stop allegations swirling around him, Ja clearly looked uneasy. He dodged the question and gave a safe response, saying he wished Diddy well. But that's what got people talking because of the words he chose. Ja brushed it off as unfortunate circumstances, which felt like a huge understatement given the seriousness of what Diddy was being accused of, but fans immediately noticed he was trying to soften the situation instead of confronting it directly. Y'all, the signs have been right in front of us this whole time, but we just didn't catch them. The craziest part is that even after all this, Ja Rule still isn't owning up. Reports say he's been lashing out at Aisha, blaming her for ruining his life and humiliating him. And to get back at her, insiders claim Ja has filed for divorce because he can't bring himself to forgive her after she exposed everything. But considering their marriage has been shaky for a while, it doesn't seem like Aisha is losing much sleep over it. Honestly, Ja didn't file for divorce because things quietly fell apart. It looks like he filed because everything he was trying to bury resurfaced. Once Aisha stopped covering for him, all those moments people ignored started to make sense. The random meltdowns, the sudden attacks on 50, the way he kept defending Diddy. Now that the marriage is over and chaos is escalating, if Aisha really meant what she said about being done protecting him, this doesn't feel like the end. It feels like the point where everything finally starts coming to light, and it's only going to get messier from here.